we're on this topic of like love, relationships, finding partners, whatever.
Okay.
There was a couple like real interesting topics I've seen in the last week.
All right, let's do it.
Want to get some insights from you guys. So
sure.
The first one I'd like to bring up, retired NBA player Steven Jackson. He was dating his longtime girl for a period of time. Proposed to her. They're like 8 months out from marriage. Brings up to her, hey, I'm gonna need you to sign a prenup.
I remember this.
So, first, before I tell the rest of the story, I guess curious, what are you guys' thoughts on prenups?
I love them. I think they're fucking smart moves, especially if you have assets to protect before you get into some bullshit.
Yep. Absolutely.
And you never know what's going to be some bullshit, so get the paperwork and you don't have to worry about nothing.
For sure. Actually, it's
poor, bro. I'm poor.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
My socks?
Yeah.
But
hey, you worked for those socks, though, brother.
True.
Yeah, but in your circumstance, the socks came with your girl at the same time anyway. You've been with your girl so fucking long.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was fucking. She was 19.
You took the pacifier out and went straight to the nana.
Yeah.
Wow.
You fuck with them?
What?
Pacifiers.
Oh, yeah. I think... I mean, it's like car insurance, man. No one is expecting to get in a car accident, but you're gonna have insurance, right? Like, I just don't feel as so. Okay, because I've had this conversation with women. I can tell you that consistently, their point of argument is, well, I just feel like it's just kind of putting a bad, it's kind of putting a bad
air on the whole situation.
We're kind of like, you're kind of going into it already with doubts, and you're just gonna create this atmosphere of where it's not gonna work out. That's the main argument I hear. And I tell them, I mean, a prenup is just as important to you as it is to me. And again, not saying that anything bad is going to happen, but it's like car insurance. No one's expecting anything to happen. But I said, what if I turn into somebody, God forbid, maybe I gain an addiction, something bad happens to me, and it's a deal, or maybe I'm not good for the kid.
It's a smart way to put that back on you. Hey,
right.
What if I go crazy, baby?
Exactly.
You get to keep your Toyota Camry.
Exactly. Forget all the money that I make that's in my bank account, but what if I go crazy? Or maybe, people change, man, and people get addictions, unfortunately, get exposed to certain things, sometimes intentionally, unintentionally, where it's not a safe environment for the kids. People are really good at hiding who they are sometimes. Like it's just as important to me as it should be for you. So I tell women the same thing. Like you think it's just about me protecting myself? No, it's about you protecting yourself too. Who wouldn't want to go into war with a bulletproof vest? Yeah, you don't want to use that.
Well, and just to add to that real quick, all I would say is that if she had assets that she had on her own, she would be down for the prenup too.
Exactly.
Okay, but hold on.
You can go.
Okay,
gentlemen,
y'all so cute.
So I'm thinking like the female equivalent of a prenup. Okay, what I just came to mind is like, what if she's like, we're not having raw sex?
We're not having raw sex?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
We're only gonna have sex with a condom.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get pregnant. I don't care if your pull-out game is good. I don't care if you got a vasectomy. We're not gonna have sex without a condom.
That's a pretty fair point.
I mean, would you not feel some type of way?
I mean,
are we married or are we in a relationship? If we're in a relationship. I totally understand.
Yeah. And we're talking about getting married, and I guess what I'm trying to put out there is like, what's the female equivalent? Like, I'm not saying that's the most precious thing.
I wouldn't say that's the same.
I don't think prenups is about male or like female. Like prenups should be
99% of them are
like
guys that have.
Prenups there needs to be a general rule for prenups.
Right.
If the male or the female has a large amount of assets or a large amount of money, there needs to be a prenup. If two people build wealth together, that's a completely different game. If two people meet each other with, I don't care, I mean, give or take X amount of money between each other, if they build that wealth together, like that's completely different. Like if you meet a partner and let's say you date for X amount of years and the man slowly starts making a bunch of money, but the woman was by the side helping that man build that money, then I wouldn't really say a prenup would be necessary.
Well, a prenup wouldn't even come into effect. You know what I mean? A prenup's before anything.
Yeah. But before marriage.
Well, right. Yeah, okay, I get what you mean then. So let me ask you guys this, because I believe fully in prenups, but I had a buddy who wanted to get a prenup, didn't do it, ended up getting married, and he wants to go for a post-nup.
A post-nup?
That's a real fucking thing. Heard of that. Yeah, it's a real fucking thing, but now imagine, it's too, that's exactly what I said. It's good luck, homie. She's gonna be like, you know what?
So
that's even almost, that comes across more malicious, if you ask me.
Probably so. I can see that.
To tie our conversation now back to the story, Steven Jackson, every single month, kept reminding her, hey, we got to get this prenup done. Hey, we got to get this prenup done. The wedding's coming up.
Right.
It's 1 month out from the wedding. Every week, he's like, hey, we got to get this done. Hey, we got to get this done. Guess what?
Didn't do it.
Wedding day.
What an
Wedding
idiot.
day.
What an idiot.
Wedding day happens. Morning of the wedding day, he has it ready and says, hey, I need you to sign this. We got to do this prenup. We're getting married today.
Sticking to the guns.
She would
I
not
like it.
sign. Okay?
Well, then we ain't getting married.
He let that bitch walk to the altar, cued the DJ to play Gold Digger by Kanye West.
No way.
And
Really?
fucking peaced out.
Get out of here, yo.
What?
That's
Savage, bro.
Okay, so baby.
Ultimate savage. So
That is
I wanted you guys
gangster.
to talk about it a little bit. And then I wanted to tell you like what Steven Jackson did. Because that's a dog move, bro. So he literally like
Said City Boys
after
up.
she went, and the best part was like after she wouldn't sign it the day of the wedding, he like didn't give a bunch of pushback or like fight with her. He was just like, it is what it is. And I think she thought like, oh, I'm Gucci. We're going to get married today. Everything's going to be good, whatever. She's literally standing at the altar. And you know how the DJ's playing the music for the different walk-up songs. And, Gold Digger, I'm in
He's like, yo, he's like, the DJ's like, hey, we got a request. We got a request.
Yeah, she's a child. Brandon D.
Yo.
Nah, that's wild, bro. That's wild.
So
That's
I guess
dope. I'm actually
Yeah.
proud of him.
Okay, so
Yeah, I mean, but
That's
like, bro, her mom. I mean, look, I'm not. I'm about to come across like I'm for her. I'm not.
Huh?
That's kind of crazy though, bro. Like Shorty's mom.
So
is there.
definitely was.
No, well, so here's my
extreme,
thing.
but,
Here's my thing. In my opinion, if the prenup's not signed, we don't even plan this wedding.
Yeah,
You sign that before planning goes in. That's why I thought you were about to say he ended up doing it. Oh no, she never signed. I'm sure she'll sign the post-nup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo, but if you guys had a daughter, right? Put yourself in that space. You have a daughter. You know, she's with some guy long term, and he's like a.
No, none that I know of.
Right.
I've been to Brazil, Jamaica, and Japan a few times. I don't know.
Oh, bro, I'd be
Mr.
dropping
Worldwide.
seeds everywhere, bro. I'd be like a bunch of. I'm creating a
joking.
bunch
I'm
of single
joking.
moms.
How do you say poppy in Japanese, bro?
little bald-headed doctors wearing little fucking outfits.
Yo, but a nice beard though.
Good ass beard.
Good beard.
Even the daughters.
Dialed fucking beard with a stethoscope around his fucking neck.
A great lineup.
Slapping girls
He's
on
like-
the fucking ass with it.
Oh, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if I had a daughter, I mean, I'm happy I have a son, but if I had a daughter and she was dating somebody and was like, hey, dad, he kind of wants to get a prenup, whatever, I would feel some type of way.
All right, well, let me flip it on you. Let's flip it on you because this is what I would tell the woman.
God,
okay,
you're soft, bro.
let's
How am I
say
soft? It's just he doesn't have kids, bro.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah,
He's a
fucking
nice
kids.
guy. He charmed me.
I don't think he understands it. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me flip it though. I'll tell the woman, okay, let's say we have a daughter because I have some assets, right? And maybe my future wife has assets. So let's say we have a daughter who inherits our assets, right? Who's going to be well off, marries a gentleman that makes less. Would you want her to have a prenup if she had more than him? See what she says. It's your daughter, right? Like, wouldn't you want her to be protected? And a lot of times some people think that, having a prenup is basically me protecting my money. I got some friends, sadly, that have gone through divorce. And let me tell you something, bro. You know what the biggest headache and the biggest burden comes down financially? It's the lawyers. Because these lawyers want to draw this stuff out. Because the longer it's get drawn out, the more they get paid and retention. And I guarantee you, all my homeboys, man, that got divorced, when they tell me how the female lawyer is, man, the ex-wife's lawyer, it's all about, I don't accept that. We can get more. It's all about more. And you're like, it's always the lawyer who's like, let's get more. The wife, the ex-wife might be like, oh, that's fair. I'm okay with that. Well, let's get more.
And even in her defense, it's highly emotional, right? So you've already got enough strings to pull on to make sure, like, no, you're in the right. He needs to pay.
Gaslighting like a motherfucker.
Yo,
and that's what they're professionals of. That's the best thing of their job if they're good.
Right. And we all agree when you're getting divorced, right? I mean, there's arguing involved, right? And this goes back to science, right? So one thing I remember reading when I was in, seriously.
This motherfucker felt that shit.
Yeah. One thing that, and this was a woman I was dating that put me onto this back in medical school, man. Really smart woman. She's a doctor too, as well. And she put me on this article that was basically talking about why you shouldn't try to resolve issues when you argue and the importance of sometimes separating.
Say it again. Why?
The importance of why you shouldn't try to solve problems or resolve issues while arguing. Because they said they did these studies, right? That said that when you argue, you release certain hormones like cortisol, right? Which is the stress hormone. Right. These are the type of hormones, fight or flight. So when you argue, your body is in a mentality of fight or flight. So you're either going to want to leave or fight. And if you're trying to resolve an issue, if you're trying to fix an issue while trying to fight, you're not talking about resolving unless you get away from the situation.
Punch.
You're trying to survive, right? You're trying to survive and fight, right? You're not trying. So that's why it was the importance it taught me in relationships. Like,
I tell you,
when it gets to the point where you feel like your emotions are getting revved up and you're arguing and, God forbid, cussing at each other, you need to separate, let cooler heads prevail, and reapproach the conversation when you're level-headed and you're cool and you're calm and collective. So when you're getting divorced, like you said, you're in an emotional state. You're in this. You got these hormones being released. It's not about trying to do what's best for the kid or do what's best for each other. You just want to see that you're just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes having a prenup avoids all that, because not only are you financially going to be in a better spot where you could probably get more to your wife, because the lawyers get some sort of retainer and they get paid a percentage of what the woman gets.
Really?
I'm pretty sure they do, right? Don't don't lawyers get a percentage of what the woman gets or what the man gets?
Whatever the victor gets.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter on either side.
So it's beneficial for both parties, because not only does it save each other time, which time is the most important commodity that we have, more than money, but it also makes it where it's an agreement where, okay, we agreed on, if something happens, you get this amount, you get this, and I get this, so we can avoid the lawyers, we can avoid all that.
All the bullshit fees.
Right, and where we both leave happy, because this is what we agreed on. Because keep in mind, I can approach somebody with a prenup, they still got to agree on the terms of it. And me personally, from my prenup, I would say, as long as it's not, I only believe in divorce for very rare reasons. My reason for divorce, if it affects the kids' well-being and it's a safety thing for the kids, or you cheat on me. I would think most women I would approach with that would say that's a fair thing, because if you can't do those two things, we shouldn't be getting married.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I would pretty much put in a prenup. Look, if one of us cheats or it becomes something that's involved with the kids' protection and safety, then this ain't gonna work out. And I don't see how any sound person or reasonable adult would be against that. Yeah. In my opinion.
Hey, if you guys like that last clip, make sure you guys go to our channel. We got tons more. Fuck! Listen up, guys. If you like that clip, make sure to go check out our page for all our other clips, posted daily and full videos. You like that shit?